my name is Alex and I'm part of the learning team at Dorset Museum. We're currently standing in Dorset Artists Gallery, which is one of my favourite galleries in the museum. We are looking at, as part of the 5 steps of wellbeing, take notice, and we are in the best place to be taking notice of the artwork around us. I'm surrounded by lots of artwork by Elizabeth Frink, who is a British sculptor, printmaker, and artist, and the Dorset Museum has a huge collection of her artwork. I actually spent a lot of time here in this gallery when I was a gallery steward every Thursday morning, and each time I came in, when it was quiet, I brought my sketchbook with me, and I spent a lot of time drawing and taking notice of particular details in this gallery. This was the very first drawing in my pocket sketchbook here that I did in this gallery, and this is Tribute 2, which I'm standing in front of, which is behind me here. And what struck me about this particular sculpture is not only its size, and it kind of dominates a little bit here, but I love, and when I was taking notice, I love the details such as the chisel marks in this sculpture here, which is then actually obviously Frink did in plaster, and then it would have been cast in bronze like it is here, but it's all the details you see when you look closely and take notice. But this is such a powerful piece because if you look carefully, the eyes of this male portrait are cast down, and it's very emotional, it's very moving, and this piece Frink created to explore suffering and oppression, particularly during times of war. And I think she's encapsulated it within this sculpture. Frink was very interested in the person within rather than on the outside. It was more about the soul within, and that was the same with the animal sculptures that you'll see around me. I'd like to move over to Spinning Man over here. This is one of Frink's drawings that she did with watercolour on paper, and she used drawing as a method of exploring her sculptures to get ideas and to look at kind of form. And I feel that this drawing is very much about exploring movement. Even the way that she's let the ink, the watercolour, drip across the paper gives you that sense of movement and dynamism in the drawing, which she was looking at in terms of the human beings always being in a state of flux and always being in a state of movement. I'd like to move over to this drawing over here, which is another very powerful drawing, which is charcoal on paper, called The Green Man. And while I was sitting over in the corner here as a gallery steward, I noticed that quite often people will be very drawn to this drawing particularly, and particularly young people and students that have been here from local colleges tend to go straight to this, and there was once a whole group of people sitting here. What's powerful about this is the movement of the line and the energy and the exploration of nature within this drawing, and the fact that you've got these wonderful kind of plants growing from this green man figure that Frink was very inspired by in terms of regeneration and new life.